So last night I played a Western Hockey League game, and I was using this rink here as a backdrop. This here is a rink for one of my half-design hockey games that I have, and it kind of got the creative juices flowing after I finished that game. For the longest time, I would have said that my imagination is really all that I need in terms of visuals, but of course that also would have stemmed back to a time before I was actually playing games on camera. So last night it was kind of a last minute decision. I decided to put up the rink. I've actually had this for a couple of other videos as well. I used it for when I was playing Paradise Hockey again for the first time in a long time. And again, it just really got me to thinking and got the creative juices flowing. And I like to share ideas, and so I thought what I'd do here is a little show and tell, a sharing of ideas. I think I'll give this video a title something like Custom Rinks for My Projects or something like that. So this is actually not one that I will be using going forward for any of my projects because I have better, more applicable ones now. Again, that's just for a half-design hockey game, which I should point out, actually, I have both in one-player and two-player options here on either side. But and I guess as an aside before I get to the projects themselves, yes, I printed more 1962-63 Western Hockey League logos. I like the looks of them. And similar to how teams have second and third jerseys that they can fall back on, well, I have secondary logos now for a couple of the teams. This Comets one, while I like it and it's colorful, it is just a program. Someone kindly sent me this one, so I couldn't find this one anywhere. So I now have another Comets logo. And the Comets themselves actually have a third Comets logo that I use on the rink that I don't actually use for either one of these. I think I'll use these logos and have them like next to the team score for any future games that I play on camera with this. And this was the Stampeders logo that I had. I like the Calgary Stampeders in red as well. These logos might not necessarily line up with the year, with the season, the 62-63 season. But again, this is my own sort of custom project, and so I want to use the logos that I want to use. You know, the ones that I like the looks of. So anyway, this is I wanted it on thicker paper, and this was a mistake, but I decided to keep it anyway. I'm not sure if they charged me for it or not. This is on kind of thicker paper, so I'm going to cut this up and use these logos, even though I guess 6 of them I already have and don't really need. But anyway, this isn't so much about the Western Hockey League logos as it is about this. This is a Western Hockey League rink. What I did was I took all the teams and I have them lined up by division. So here, basically, like if this is home and this is away, then you have on the northern end, you have the Southern Division and the Northern Division there on the right, although I guess each logo is fitted there twice. And then you have the Southern Division side and the Southern Division on the home side here for the, south of the border sort of thing. So there is some, I guess, some rhyme and reason to this, but and I put 62-63 because that is the year of this project. I thought, I know, I don't know, you may or may not like me having that there, but again, this is my project and my fun, and so I thought it, just to sort of commemorate that this is the season that I'm playing. I thought I'd do a little something like this. And again, you have here the LA Blades, Portland Buckaroos, San Francisco Seals, Spokane Comets, Calgary Stampeders, Edmonton Flyers, Seattle Totems, and Vancouver Canucks. So you have all the 8 teams there that comprise the Western Hockey League in 62-63. And on the opposite side, and I'm only going to be able to use this, I really only have a handful of pure NHL games left for this project, and then they cross over to the Western, what was it called, West Coast? Or Western Canadian Hockey League, might have been the West Coast. I should know that, WCHL. Anyway, for the 24-25 season, and it approaches the playoffs. Some of these teams already have been eliminated from playoff contention, but these are the 6 teams: Boston Bruins, Hamilton Tigers, Montreal Canadiens. The Montreal Maroons, and I'm using a logo, I think in the first season they actually just had a word mark for a logo, so I guess I'm cheating time there a little bit. And I'm fully aware of it as well. Again, this is just something that I prefer to look better than the word mark here to the backdrop of this rink. And so these are boards or whatever. And again, I have the season. Tried to line up the color. Again, I made an effort, but I didn't obsess over just trying to get the color to line up with the black and I guess orange-brown, kind of a tan color in the original NHL logo. And so that's the custom rink for 24-25 NHL for my other project. And to commemorate a long-term project that I have going forward with the game Hockey Bones, I have, and again, I should again, this is where I'm going to carefully step in and say this is fan art. This is for personal use only. And then also Chris Creamer sportslogos.net. I think that's pretty well known as well. I'll link in the description to this video. But yeah, I just wanted to show those. And of course, I have the larger versions of these as well. I'm not really sure. I'll play around, figure out which size that I'm most comfortable with and which size is a little more camera friendly. Looking at it right now, I really do kind of like the looks of that as well. Something else that I like as well is that because when this image here, this rink image, and yeah, I realize again these arrows wouldn't have been with the trapezoid. I'm not too concerned about that because again there will be cards and team players and cards and clutter on this surface anyway once I'm actually using it on camera. But one thing that I like, actually, I think it kind of works to my benefit here. This smaller rink image, when it's blown up, it gets a little more pixelated here in spots, but to me that kind of looks like the ice has been skated on. So I actually prefer that. That just kind of, as I said there, it works to my benefit. And there's the Western Hockey League one again with the larger rink. And of course, Hockey Bones there as well. This is the one with the PT games in the corners. And whoops, nudge the tripod there. And this is the Peter and Tim Games logo in the center. So this will be for when my whole reinventing the original six and just starting out in 1968 and playing it into the modern era. I guess for some of these logos, now come to think of it, some of them, Toronto especially, Boston's changed a little bit over the years. I don't think Montreal's did from 68, and the Rangers as well. It was modified slightly going forward. So, and I think the Red Wings as well already had their present logo in place by that point. There is a slightly older looking version of that Red Wing. But again, I just thought I'd, consider this a show and tell, a sharing of ideas. And as other videos do for me, getting creative juices flowing. In fact, I think another thing that I'll do is I'll link to in the end screen to this video, the couple of videos that I'm going to watch next. So I have to go back and rewatch, first of all, Oli Niemela's video that he does on his own game, actually, that he's designed. Oli is an incredibly creative person. Was very fortunate to have him as as a participant in and he actually suggested it as the last project that I did here with Hockey Bones. And so complete shout out and full props. And I know that I have to go back because there's at least one or two more comments that I want to leave on what he's done over there. Retro Replays MN is actually the site. Again, I'm going to link to that wherever I can here, wherever it makes sense. And of course, Dave Gardner as well. I had quite a bit of work to do, quite a bit of work to get caught up on earlier today. So I still have to go and see his tutor strategy. I got the notification on my phone. I feel like that's one that I want to see on a larger screen to watch. I've seen pictures of it before. It's like a precursor. It looks to be kind of a precursor to APA hockey, perhaps. But again, he'll have more to say about that, I'm sure. So on my way over there. And anyway, so yeah, again, I just wanted to share some ideas and get the juices flowing. I decided that, again, whereas normally for the longest time I would have just gone on my imagination for projects, now that I'm also playing games on camera, I think I realized after last night, maybe even a bit of an eye-opener, that it is nice to have a bit more of a visual backdrop on camera to go with your games. So anyway, any comments, any feedback, any suggestions, it's always greatly appreciated, and thank you for any time, any consideration that you've given to anything like this. I will end this video on a number that ends in 7. Bye for now.